In this video, I'm going to give you 3 really easy tips to help you prepare for parent-teacher conferences. Well, it's about that time of year again, and many of us are preparing to have our very first teacher conferences. Some of us are preparing to have our 5th or maybe even our 30th parent-teacher conferences. I still get a sense of nervousness and anxiety when it's time to start talking about how well my students are performing, especially with their parents. I have put together a really simple formula that will help you prepare for your parent-teacher conferences, no matter whether this is your first or your 30th. The key to the first step is focusing on the glows by focusing on celebrations. From the beginning of the year, I collect student work, especially the work that they've done a really good job on, and I put it in a folder with their name on it. This is where I begin the conference. I always give the student their work probably about a week before and have them pick out 3 pieces that they want to share with their mom or their dad or whoever's bringing them to the conference. This is going to put the child in a position of power. This is going to get them really excited to talk about their learning and really excited to share it with their parent. Remember, the whole point of this experience is so that the parent gets an idea for what you're teaching, but most importantly, what their kiddo is learning. Now that we've got the glows out of the way, let's focus on the grows. Now, this is what I want you to keep in mind. This is not an opportunity for you to dump all of your academic and behavioral concerns on the parent, especially if you have not built a solid relationship with them up until this point. Just imagine how you would feel if you went into a situation not knowing what to expect and your supervisor or your partner or your teacher just dumped all of the things that you've been doing wrong right there, right then, during your first parent-teacher conference of the year. If you are talking about trying to build solid relationships with your students, that is a really bad way to begin. For me, I like to choose just one academic and one behavioral growth point that would make the most difference if it were changed in that student's behavior. That is how you change negative behaviors and build really positive relationships with families at the same time. Which is a perfect segue into our third and final tip. Set reasonable goals. In the education space, when we go to YouTube or when we go to professional development and we hear folks say, okay, we need to get this kid to make 1.5 years of growth, 2 years of growth in a single semester or by the end of the year. For example, if a kid is below reading level, you don't want to show up at the parent-teacher conference and say, okay, your kid is reading at a kindergarten level. They're in the 2nd grade. We want to be at a 3rd grade level by the end of the year. I think that that's actually really doable if your student just works a little bit harder and pays a little more attention in class. Those stories are not pragmatic and they definitely don't represent what is actually possible for most of our students given the resources that we have. It's also really helpful to make a goal that can be practiced both at home and at school. Because what you want to do is start to build a relationship and a partnership with the parent in their child's learning. And here's one more bonus tip. Don't freak out. It is going to be okay. You got this. As long as you follow the glows, grows, and goals mindset, you are going to have stellar parent-teacher conferences. If you found this video helpful, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for more dope content. It really does help the channel. This has been a Woke Black Teacher, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.